Hello everyone, this is the one, the only Philly cheesesteak, and for some of you, you may be wondering where the heck I have been. After all, it's been several years, a hot minute if you will, since the last time I did a video. So in this video, I'm going to go over where I've been and what I'm doing in the future for content. So where have I been? Well, as of the last video I posted on here, which was an attempted review of a video game, that being Mass Effect Andromeda at the time. I don't know if I'm going to remove that video or not, but after my last review, that was my last hurrah, as roughly about that time, that's when the YouTube Partner Program really changed how it did things. As you know, with the YouTube Partner Program, in order to remain monetized, you need to have at least 1,000 subscribers and need to have at least, I forget how, like 4,000 hours of watch time. I fit one of those criteria, but not the other. And because of that, I kind of got discouraged. I mean, who wouldn't? I mean, I've been on the platform for years. I've been making content for years. Granted, it's, kind of derivative content of another YouTuber. And, what they say, flattery is the best form of, imitation is the best form of flattery. I believe that's the way the thing goes. And I kind of wanted to go my own way and figure out what exactly I wanted to do. Now, granted, that took a long time. And in that time, I got a different job. I have actually been doing stuff in that job for a while now. And in that job, I've been flourishing, and with that, it's left little time for YouTube. So, that's where this is going to be a big change, as I've kind of fallen back. I wouldn't even say fallen back. I've kind of given up on YouTube as a career. I've kind of given up on it as being anything other than just a fun hobby you do just for fun, because I do have hobbies in real life, and some of those hobbies of which I do want to share with you, my audience, if you would like to stay around for it. Granted, I probably won't be doing any streams or anything like that anytime soon, but what I do want to go over is what I'm actually been doing lately. So, for those of you who don't know, I do have an Odyssey channel, and same name, same everything. I'll probably have a link to it in my description down here. And in it, I've been kind of exploring other content sources, and not even just other content sources, but just kind of really going through other mediums and other things like that. Just really explore like what I really want to do, just to share with people. And one of the things I came across is 3D printing. Now, one of the things I will say is that I have been heavily inspired by YouTubers such as Mr. Snow makes, and Ivan the Troll, Print Shoot Repeat, and a couple other content creators on this platform who have explored this type of content. And as the names would imply, I've been really exploring the 3D printed firearms side of 3D printing. Now, the only reason I'm doing this is because of sheer curiosity and just really wanting to know how these things work. And in doing so, you get fairly in depth with these things. And with all that said, I've done a couple of, I've done some recordings of footage, I've done some prints of my own. They are, of course, other people's prints that they've made available to view, but I've done them, and I've had a lot of fun with it, and that's kind of one of the things I want to share with you guys. As for video games, I mean, I'm not going to say I don't do video game content anymore. I mean, I don't really have then there's not really a point in doing it, because my original thing with doing that was, achievement guides, and I've kind of fallen off that train. After all, when you get a different job, when you go through a complete career change, especially when it's a career that takes up 40 plus hours a week, YouTube and video games and things like that kind of fall in the back burner. And, in terms of a content creator in that vein, I've kind of given up on that. I still play video games for fun, I still play other things for that, but I don't seriously play them like I used to. I'll still play, in terms of like the footage you see going on in the background right now, or other things, but I do it more so for fun and relaxation, to get away from my job on, all those really stressful days. as opposed to full-on, you know, hardcore gaming or hardcore achievement hunting. I don't have the time for that, and I know that with the previous content I mentioned, which is more firearms oriented. Again, I am American, so you know, I kind of have a vested interest in the legal side of things, and in just in doing things in general with it. So if you are still interested in my content that I'm going to be putting out, it's going to be sporadic because, as if you know, 3D printing takes a while. Especially if you want to do it right. Whether it be just the print settings, getting your hands on the appropriate, I would even say material, but getting your hands on the build kits, getting your hands on things that are legitimately interesting that you'd want to add to your collection, or even just explore. I mean, it's super easy to get your hands on a Glock, not so much on the parts for an MP5. Which, by the way, yes, you can build. Same thing with the P90 that apparently someone in Are We Cool Yet has actually figured out how to do. Waiting for those files to drop one of these days. But with all that being said, for all of you who have stuck around really waiting for an update, you know, from me for content I've done, I do appreciate that. I can't thank you enough for those who will continue to stick around and want to see this new era of content I'm going to be putting out here. In the next couple of weeks here, I'll be releasing videos for some of the most recent stuff I've been working on, and if you do stick around, I really do hope you like it. It's definitely a deviation from my previous content, and it is definitely something that, you know, I'm trying to think of the best way to phrase this. It's different, and for those of you who are outside of the U.S. that are interested in, you know, just the United States in our firearms stuff, you know, I'd be more than happy to discuss that. You know, be willing to accept suggestions in the comments section for, like, I am by no means a lawyer. I'm by no means an attorney. I know the law for what I'm allowed to do, but anything more than that, you know, it gets a little bit more in depth. You know, hell, I may do a video as to why I want the 3D print stuff, you know, or why I believe certain things the way they are. Of course, that's to not get political. It's just more or less of the, like, this is why I believe this. But again, with all that said, if you are interested in continuing watching my content, by all means, hit subscribe for anyone who has randomly discovered this while I'm waiting to upload on my new stuff, because again, file transfers for this are a bitch, and I'm using, you know, actually high definition footage for the most part for a lot of this, so large file sizes plus transfer equals lots of time to do stuff. So again, if you are interested, like, comment, subscribe. Look forward, you know, of course people always say, oh, you know, hit the little bell icon. You know, I'm not going to upload all super often, so make sure you do hit that, so when I do upload something, it's definitely something you're looking for. And I will hope to see you guys in whatever I do next, and hopefully have a great rest of the day, whenever you're watching this. Bye-bye.